Hello, welcome in everybody. My name is Laura from Tenacious Taurus Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology Weekly Forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead. And so we've got some pretty potent energies coming in again this week. And so this is for May 13th through the 19th. Keep in mind, though, timing and energy is still fluid. The message may or may not be for you, so just take what resonates, leave behind the rest. I always like to talk about the astrology, what comes through in my channeling, digging into the astrology intuitively, and I like to share that with the Twin Flame Collective before jumping in with the cards. And so we're going to break it down day to day, what I feel we need to talk about in the energies. So let's get into it. Without further ado, let's talk about the energies coming in for the twins this week. Please feel free to hit that subscribe button first, and don't forget to like the video, comment on the video, and share the video. It helps circulate the content, helps the channel to grow. Nice, free, easy way to show me some support. And so today on Monday, we have the moon in Leo forming a couple of squares, a square to Pluto, a square to Mercury, a square to Chiron. I was shown the number syncs 444, 311, and 911, which is usually an indication of an emergent situation, 911 emergency. And so today we have the sun conjunct Uranus exact, and we need to remember these energies have been building, and so they will be exact today at that pressure point, 0 point, and then the energies will begin to separate. And so I was sitting in the energy of the Hierophant with the Death card, and then the King of Wands with the Lovers. And so this is a huge indication of liberation. I feel a lot of the divine masculines are going through an ending or the death of a marriage or a commitment of some sort. And the King of Wands with the Lovers is a major indication of visionary leader. It is making that unexpected choice in love, 202 on the timer. It is this energy of a wave of liberation. And that's what it felt like, a tsunami wave of unions or a wave of liberation. And so I do feel there is this downloaded energy of unexpected insights. There could be some type of catalytic event over the coming days or over the previous past days. You could have already gone through this energy to spark some type of dramatic changes. And so it was Mother's Day on the weekend here in Canada and in the United States. And so that could have been the catalytic event. I know for my own journey, my counterpart, his mother is crossed over. And so those with crossed over loved ones, Mother's Day can be very hard. It's hard for a lot of us, I feel, these days. But I felt a lot of sacral chakra energies, a lot of transmuting of energies within the sacral chakra. If you think of the sacral, that is where we need to find self-liberation. This is our creative housing energy, right, is in the sacral. And this, I feel, is where all of this restlessness was sitting when it comes to this need to embrace change. And so how can you channel this energy, I feel, in a way that will empower you is a good question, right? Because with the moon opposite, or the moon square Pluto, this is a very powerful bang, is what it felt like. So how can you channel these potent energies in a way that will foster growth and inspiration rather than a lot of destruction? But first, the old has to be destroyed. And so the Hierophant and the Death card is like a major need, I feel, to reassess. You need to reassess. You need to question your values. Maybe you need to question your entire being. Your entire life might be in question right now in these energies. And it is this overwhelming need to admit any feelings, whether these are feelings of dissatisfaction within a status quo foundation or feelings connected to a belief from childhood. And so what it felt like in the collective is almost like a spiritual crisis of sorts coming through this week, a questioning of faith, a questioning of beliefs. And if you think of the Hierophant and the Death, I do feel this is significantly connected to the Taurus and the Scorpio axis within the collective. And so there is this need for a new belief system. With the King of Wands and the Lovers, this was carrying with it like a Leo, a Gemini energy, and a very dynamic, passionate, forceful energy. And I feel this is the representation of the divine masculine collective, finding their strength, harnessing their strength, and choosing love. love over lust, and choosing to work to create that fulfilling life with the divine feminine. We also have Venus sextile Saturn today. And so this is a big spark and a big desire of wanting those deepening commitments, and having to face any relationship obligations that maybe you don't want to be obligated to. I know, relationship obligations. Who wants to be just obligated? Don't you just want to be there because you want to be there, not because you feel obligated to be in a situation? So I feel a lot of throat chakra activations are taking place for the masculine collective. This is also being open to honest communication. Unblocking the throat will always allow us to have a deeper reflection into any relationship dynamics that we need to talk about. And so we have to balance obligations with love, and we can't keep avoiding these issues that need to be addressed. And so I was sitting in the energy of the devil with the Four of Cups, which is a very challenging energy to say the least. And so this is suggesting a major collective struggle with negative impulses, with addictions, with temptations, or any desires really that will lead to a temporary satisfaction, but ultimately deeper emotional dissatisfaction and boredom down the road. And so lustful fulfillment will never bring true fulfillment, right, into your life. And so there's a lot of clearing, I feel, of some past karma going on here. There's a lot of deep inner spiritual struggles going on. A lot of emotional turmoil is what it felt like. But what was really nice was the star with the Knight of Cups ended up coming through. And so this is the balancing of intuition, spiritual growth, and getting back on track, I feel, towards the path of enlightenment. And so we are being guided. We are always being guided towards our higher purpose. And so there's an arrival energy when it comes to the emotional depth that we're kind of walking through this week with these transits. And so on Wednesday, on May the 15th, Mercury is going to be entering into Taurus. And so we need to remember we're going to be in the anaretic degree of Aries at 29 degrees and then Taurus at 0. So those are the most potent energies that we're working with. We also have the Sun trine Lilith that day at exactly 25 degrees, which is the Knight of Wands energy. I was also shown the Emperor with the 10 of Wands. And so this is a huge release of a burden, a very intense energy, I feel, where the masculine will be in pursuit of freedom. Very rebellious, raw, edgy energy is what was coming through. It was this breaking free from unconventional, it's like breaking free from conformity, breaking free from status quo, and going towards unconventionality. And so we are here to be trailblazers. A lot of us here are new earth leaders. We're here to break outside of societal expectations. And so we do have to go into the questioning before we can break traditions. And so we will often be our biggest blocks, and we will create our own restrictions when we avoid accountability. And so the energies this week, I feel, really are facilitating the releasing of the karmic soul contracts, the releasing and the letting go of the past traumas and any shame, guilt, or regret attached to the past, so we can fully embrace self-acceptance and break the shackles of the toxicity that we've been clearing throughout the journey. And so this is really a pivotal point, I feel, where the divine masculine really needs to take control of his life. It's a reorienting of responsibilities, a releasing of a burden. I also feel like a lot of the masculines, they were showing me like spreading butter. So spread themselves out really thin when it comes to a very complex situation that has weighed them down. And so there is a major releasing of an overwhelming burden, I feel, coming through for a lot of the divine masculine collective this week. And on Friday, we will have Mercury square Pluto exact. But this week is going to bring forward a lot of confrontations, especially if you are in an intense internal confrontation. That will be projected in your outer reality. So get ready for confrontations. I felt a lot of third eye energies. With Mercury square Pluto, it was this energy of the Empress with the Three of Cups and the High Priestess and the Empress. And so divine feminine rising. And so I do feel right now the biggest issues in the energies this week are communication struggles. power dynamics and communication struggles, which is going to create a lot of deep thinking, intense thought processes. There are going to be conflicts, especially with the fixed axis going on here. And there's this questioning of people's hidden motivations. And so, like, when the veil gets lifted, it is a very complex energy. It can feel very threatening as the veil is lifted and we see things beyond what other people see with their naked eye. And so it can feel very threatening. It can feel very complex. It felt almost like a crisis type of energy connected to a family situation with a third eye activation. And so you might find it difficult to balance the intensity of the emotions this week. And so look to your moon sign to figure out the best grounding practices for your moon sign. And so I'm a moon in Virgo. And so for me, it's creating structure and order, cleaning, anything that takes fine details. And so right now we are in this energy of an overwhelming ending of a very painful cycle. And when we close out these overwhelming cycles, it does bring forward deep losses. 11:11 on the timer. And so we are in the process of transformative alchemy is what the twin flame journey is all about. And so destruction will pave the way for the new growth that we are here to manifest within the collective. But first we have to look into the abyss. And that's what the Pluto energy is asking us to do, is to look straight into the abyss, unflinching, so we can rise renewed like that phoenix. And so Pluto is requiring courage this week, surrender this week, and deep trust in the cycles that are closing out, because after every ending kind of comes that new beginning, right? And so that's Friday. On Saturday, we have the Sun conjunct Jupiter. And so this is the opening. This is the opening of the door, which has already been opening, and it's going to be exact. And so you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. You're going to want to walk through this opportunity to create better abundance. And so with the Sun conjunct Jupiter, both energies in the sign of Taurus, the bull, this brought forward temperance with the Five of Cups, Two of Wands, and the Moon. So take that hidden action. Don't tell anybody about your plans. Do what you got to do. Keep it to yourself and go towards success. Take that action. Go towards success. Temperance is saying we are tempering our heavy emotions. And so whatever is leaving your life this week, consider it a blessing in disguise. And so good karma always comes in unexpected, unforeseen ways. And I can attest to that. And so take time to really listen to what you truly want. What do you want to emerge from within you that you've kept stuck below the surface? And have faith in your abilities. Have faith in the divine, because the future is all about growth, personal growth, collective growth. And so I felt a lot of crown chakra energies coming through going into the weekend. So maintain empathy with others throughout the week, I think might really serve us as we go through this realignment of the mind, the body, and the soul, and embrace the synergy of all of these energies coming through. So there's also an energy of needing to find humility in being self-focused, right? There's a lot of enhanced intuition, a lot of enhanced perceptions coming through, and there's a lot of energies that are maximizing the truth of this esoteric knowledge being downloaded to bring forward a deeper understanding of our mission work moving forward. With Venus conjunct Uranus as well on Saturday, this is the bridging. And I feel this is bringing a lot of changes connected to love and money. And karma goes both ways. So there could be unexpected relationship endings or beginnings. So if you're in a relationship and it's been an uphill struggle, there might be a sudden unexpected ending. But I was also sitting with the Hermit, so I think this has been planned and thought about, even though it might feel unexpected. There could be an unexpected relationship beginning if you have been single for a while, Divine Feminine. But either way, I feel the energies this week are a push to end these daunting, strained relationships, to go towards something really good. And so with Mars conjunct the North Node, this is Emperor Magician energy. This is the death with the Seven of Wands. And so this is where I feel we're at the crossroads. This is where we're really going to see that split with the Twin Flame Collective. And we're going to see the divine masculines that have that clear sense of purpose coming forward, that they're going to take action. They're going to have the courage to take action. But I also feel the need for a lot of the divine masculines to face any karmic encounters, because I do feel they are being strongly challenged this week when it comes to this intensified karmic energy. And so I do feel if the masculines can emerge from their comfort zone of their past social structures or family connections, there's a possibility for destiny to be illuminated this week. So I do feel the masculines are getting fired up to take action. There's a lot of heightened senses. On Sunday, May the 19th, we're going to have the sun sextile Neptune at 29 degrees 25. And so I felt like the moon with the Four of Cups, and then the Three of Wands with the Knight of Wands. And so this is where I feel the masculine will have incredibly sharp downloads. And I feel once the masculine gets that go ahead, he's going full steam ahead. Three of Wands, Knight of Wands. And so I feel this is a week where the ego is being asked to take a back seat, where we are exploring deeper existential questions of why am I here? What did I come here for? Finding balance in being of service with the collective and maintaining boundaries. And so how can you utilize your intuitive abilities this week to be of service to others, to bring about positive change into your life and into the lives of those around you? So let's jump in with the cards today. Let's see what else needs to come through with the cards. We are going to go right in with the Heart's Hidden Secret Oracle deck, and we are going to see what needs to come through for the twins. Commitment. Commitment on the bottom of the deck. Second chance. So there is a possibility for a reconciliation if the masculine can find the strength to take a risk, take a chance, make amends, and bring forward a promise. Doesn't have to be of marriage, but of some type of a commitment. And so let's get into it. Look, I got the deck Divine Masculine. Isn't that magical when that happens? Okay, so the Divine Masculine, I feel there's a big possibility of them coming in with a commitment. I think they recognize you as a soulmate. There's deep love here, deep unity and connection. So let's get into it. Let's dig into the Divine Masculine. What's the Heart's Hidden Secret for the Divine Masculine for the week ahead? What do we need to know? That one went flying. Right now they're in a storm. They're in some type of cloudy judgment. I feel being disillusioned. The energy, it felt distorted, right? Especially with the Neptunian aspects. So for the masculine this week, we get the depth. And so they are in the depths of recognizing what they've avoided, what they've blocked, what they've pushed away. And so all of those emotions for the feminine are surfacing with a vengeance, I feel, this week. And so that cloudy judgment will be dissipating once the masculine has this awareness of the important value of the divine feminine. And I do feel they're facing some type of karma for leaving you out in the cold, walking away, and ghosting and disappearing on you. And we got the Runner in reverse. I'm here. Once I ran from you, now I run to you. I don't know what song that is, but that's what I'm hearing. Once I ran from you, now I'm running to you. So they're coming in desperately wanting to, I feel, make amends. And so bottom of the deck, we get intuition. And so that third party attachment or influence, whatever that might be, people, places, or things, really has created that heart fog for the masculine and kept him stuck, tied down and trapped in a very shallow, empty, burdensome situation. And he was tempted by lust. And so I do feel your heart song is really the only thing that is giving the masculine hope, trying to deal with this obsessive, clinging, holding on energy of somebody that is very shallow and just lusting after the masculine for some sexual energy. And so I think right now the masculine is feeling really messed up. I think their emotions that were blocked are coming to the surface with a vengeance. And they're needing to recognize how they played into something very shallow. And so it's like that song, we're far from the shallow now. So let's cut the deck. Let's see what needs to come through for the feminine. And I do feel you're feeling this emotional storm. So you might be feeling the emotional, unstable turmoil that the masculine is going through because of your heart being open. And so I do feel the feminine is very receptive, empathic, and vulnerable to the divine masculine's emotional storm is really what it feels like. So let's get into the divine feminine. Oh, we get a realization too, I think, for you, divine feminine, of where you've been sidetracked. So there is somebody here trying to sidetrack you. But I feel the feminine is also going through a deeper understanding, an awakening, and an epiphany about this connection. So I just heard separation, about the separation. Oh, so you two need to recognize where you are resisting. And so when we try to control, when we try to micromanage, that also creates resistance. But I also feel you are coming into a realization of what's distracting you and where you have been feeling hopeless. So I also feel if you've been suddenly going into these sinking feelings of despair, or like everything is falling apart emotionally, and out of the blue you're having an emotional purge and feeling hopeless or helpless, I think that is bringing forward a deeper understanding of your divine counterpart going through an awakening. And so you need to be the embodiment of peace for the counterpart. You need to keep your life in balance, your life in harmony. And so you too need to recognize where you are resisting allowing the masculine to come in, because I think you do know he is admiring you from afar, and you too are suppressing the allowance of him coming in to build this family structure. So what are you holding on to? What are you clinging on to? What are you resisting as a block for this fertile energy? So you're going to need to recognize that as well, divine feminine. We're going to do some spiritual journey oracle cards next. Look at that, complacency, twin soul. So I think both counterparts really need to sit this week and recognize where we keep ourselves stuck. So for the divine feminine, if you are not taking action and keeping yourself stuck and not sharing your gifts and not putting yourself out there, waiting for the counterpart to return, you too need to recognize that you are being complacent on your journey, because it is your job to step up into being that leader for yourself, for others. And so let go of fear about putting yourself out there. You can't wait for the counterpart. Trust me, I did that in the beginning, and I was waiting around for a long time. And so I do feel a recognition of what needs to leave in order to bring these unions together. So there is huge possibility for unions coming in. So let's get into it for the twins. Just going to shuffle, and we're going to see where they land. Okay, what do we got going on here? Complacency. So I do feel there's a need to recognize on both parts what's keeping you stuck and complacent. And that was another big one too, ascension sickness. And so if you're like tired, you need to rest, if you're feeling a little out of sorts, there is a lot of negative physical manifestations in our reality right now as the planet is going into these higher states of consciousness, raising her vibration. And so right now there's a divine plan at work. It kind of feels like a tower energy coming through when it comes to these karmic lessons and the twins' path to union. What else do we get here? We get transformation, we get live your soul's purpose, and we get seeker. So we are in a collective portal of death, and we are transforming through the pain, walking through the fire, resolving this past life karma for sure. It's coming to a clearing. It's coming to an end. We are journeying towards our higher self. We're embracing meaningful long-term soul contracts. And so the seeking energy, I always connect that to like life path 7. There is a need to understand that we are students for life. We're never going to stop learning. We're never going to stop growing. I know for me, I'm always going to be curious. I'm always going to want to read more. I'm going to want to research more. I'm going to want to learn more. We do have Jupiter going into Gemini later this month, and that is going to just catapult any Gemini areas of your chart. I'm a 4th house Gemini. I'm a Venus in Gemini. Gemini can download information at like the speed of light, pretty much. And so there is a major transformation coming. And then we get this Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So this week I feel a lot of heart healing, a lot of healing, the DNA structure within the cellular body, within the crystalline light body, awakening and healing the crystalline light body going on this week. And so in order to embrace deep-seated healing, we do have to face our deepest, darkest hurts. We can't cling and hold on to what's no longer working. And we can't keep clinging and holding on to the separation, because that will keep recreating more separation and more delays. And so when we realize that we are never truly apart, that is when the magical journey really shifts, right? The enchantment really starts to play out. So let's jump in with some tarot. Let's get a couple cards on the masculine side and a couple cards on the feminine side. And so the doorway opportunity is here this week to come out of hiding, to come out of the cold. And so I do feel an opportunity to walk through the doorway for a union this week. But I think the masculine's like, this is really messed up. This is so messed up. Okay, let's see what needs to come through for the divine masculine. Stuck. They're stuck. They're trapped. Divine feminine. Oh, that's going on the masculine side. Okay, the masculine's got some energies really loud. So tempering. A lot of the masculines stay stuck due to materialism and greed. There could be addictions here. And so they're holding on for dear life because of the money. They don't want to lose everything that they've built. And so the devil's got a hold on the masculine. And so there is some type of tempering, some type of alchemy going on when it comes to materialism. And so the masculine is going to stay stuck until he fixes this. So I do feel with Mercury going into Taurus, there will be a need to rectify this. This is like coming back to heal, because the masculine's living in a state of denial. And there is going to be a conscious coming to Jesus moment. And I do feel a lot of disillusionment when it comes to the false soul contract with the karmic feminine. And so the masculine is closing out a major cycle this week. Without a doubt, there goes the throat on the feminine side. And so you're all done too. And so there's a death energy surrounding the feminine. And so we can't go towards that new cycle, divine feminine, until we heal from the abandonment of the counterpart. And so there is a major realignment going on here this week. And so the feminine is also in this energy of death and leaving behind past lovers is what it feels like. Past lovers, Scorpio, Gemini, and then I do feel going towards loyal commitment. So realignment. So get out of the head this week. I do feel when Pluto dips back into Capricorn, there will be a planting of a seed. And so right now we're still healing some toxic belief patterns, I feel, connected to the ego. I think it's a week of letting the ego take a back seat. There could be an unexpected confession, putting it all on the table kind of energy for some type of rebalancing and heart healing this week. But right now the masculine's in a big pile of shallowness, closing out a major karmic lesson before he can come forward is what it feels like. So let's get a closing message here for the twins for the week ahead. Individuality, manifestation. So we get 11 and we get strength, we get justice energy. So I do feel something is being made manifest. And so individuality, that's that Aquarian energy. This Pluto retrograde, I feel, is going to be the final shebang. And we get the 4. And so perseverance. We will persevere. That feels like Emperor energy, heart energy. And then on the bottom of the deck, spirituality. So by that 7-7 portal, and we're not far, there is going to be some sustainable heart-centered action. And I do feel there might be a need to heal something with some children here with the parenting card. But there is something here being tempered for sure this week. And I do feel the masculine is awakening to his spirituality. And that's kind of what I got. Oh, no, we're going to close off with this. So the energies are pushing us both to grow. So what's the closing message? Disillusionment. Disillusionment. Disillusionment, karmic partner. So right now the masculine is being disillusioned with the karmic partner, kind of fell out on the masculine side, and going through twin flame recognition. So we are at a pivotal point where the masculine is recognizing, yes, this is my true twin soul. And I feel the feminine is also at a place of accepting, yes, this is my true twin soul. And then when we reach that acceptance, the disillusionment of the karmic partner can come full circle. And we need to remember too, the karmic serves a role, serves a purpose for both of the counterparts. The karmics push us both to grow individually, right? And so I do feel a lot of disillusionment so we can go towards a more uplifting path. So a week of ascension. So don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. We are shedding these old limitations, and I do believe your hard work, Divine Feminine, is finally paying off. And that's what I got, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. Check out the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.